Senior citizens. They've scared the bejabbers out of senior citizens. They've confused the issue. But folks, if you're talking to seniors who are undecided in the next, if you're talking to seniors who are undecided in the next 3 days, remind them there's no reason that they've got to have rocks in their head to be for John McCain. One, Social Security. Privatization. He still wants to privatize. There are only 3 people left in this country who want to privatize, no, 4 people who want to privatize Social Security. George Bush, John McCain, Sarah Palin, and Charlie Dent. That's it. They're the only 4 people there. It was a bad idea when it was proposed. It's a bad idea today, and the events have proved it. Secondly, Medicare. John McCain's economic advisor went up to Wall Street 2 weeks ago and told the Journal they're going to pay for their health care plan by taking $880 billion, with a B, dollars out of the Medicare program. How many of you are here are on Medicare? Anybody on Medicare? A few of you are. What do you think it means if they're going to take $880 billion out? It means 2 things. It means your premiums are going to go up, your benefits are going to go down. Every senior citizen should know that, folks. Every senior citizen should know that. Third, working seniors. And you know, more and more seniors are working because they have to. You go into a McDonald's expecting to see teenagers, and you see a couple of teenagers, but you see a couple of gray-haired folks too. Well, Barack Obama is going to eliminate your federal income tax if you're a senior and you're working and you're making less than $50,000, which is almost all seniors. That's going to save the average senior $1,900. That's like finding $1,900 in cash to help you pay for prescription drugs or to help your kids pay for their grandkids' college education. So why, given those 3 things, would any senior be for anybody other than Barack Obama? Okay, 2 last things. Number 1, I've run for office 14 times. I've won 12 and I've lost 2. If I were a baseball pitcher, that would be worth about 20. But I've never disliked or hated or felt any real animosity towards my opponents, because running for office is tough. You're out there, you have no privacy, your life's an open book, every word you say is parsed. People are unreasonable. They'll come up to you while you're eating dinner and say, "Don't mean to interrupt your dinner," and then they interrupt your dinner. It's a tough business. And I feel empathy for the people who I run against. I never said a bad word personally against Mike Fisher or Lynn Swan. So normally I'm competitive, but I'm not a hater. But folks, I don't want to just win this election, I want to crush them. And the reason I want to crush them is they have run the dirtiest, most despicable, most deplorable innuendo, every insult they can think of. They've lied about his policies. Every other rally, someone says, our opponent is Barack Hussein Obama. Right. Barack Hussein Obama. Colin Powell gave the best answer to that. He said, first, he said, first, Barack's a Christian, and he has been since he was a little boy, and he's a faithful churchgoer. But then he said, what difference does it make? This is America. And Colin Powell noted that 2 weeks before he was on Meet the Press, we buried in Arlington Cemetery an Arab-American Muslim who was blown up by an IED fighting for us in Iraq. And you know, when the folks who sent that IED down towards those American soldiers did so, they and the IED didn't care what religion the soldiers were, they didn't care where they came from, what their ethnic background was, they just cared that they were wearing the uniform of the United States Army. And that's what this country was built on. If you think back, why did the original Europeans risk coming here? 50% of the boats that tried the transatlantic voyages sunk and they died. And yet they came in wave after wave after wave. Why? Because they were seeking the freedom to practice their own religion. No state religion. No persecution because you're different or you have a different religion. And we came in waves over the course of time. We were Jews and Christians and Catholics and Muslims and Hindus and now recently Sikhs coming because they're persecuted in India. This was the place where it was different. It was different. And we all worship differently, but we all were Americans together. It's the foundation and the building block of this country. How dare they try to do something like that? How dare they try to do that? let the next iteration of Karl Rove in 2012 or 2016 know that if they do it again, they'll suffer the same consequences. We have to send them a message loud and clear. Show of hands. How many of you, like me, were for Hillary Clinton in the primaries? Well, for those of us who were for Hillary, there's no choice here. The mission is absolutely clear. And Hillary, not only with her words, but her deeds, has shown us the way. I was with Hillary in Pittsburgh on Friday. It was her 65th appearance on behalf of the Obama campaign since the convention. No Democrat who lost in the primaries has ever made more than 10 appearances for the person who defeated them. Hillary has made by now probably 70 appearances. And Hillary told us at the convention in her words, she said, you weren't in this just for me. You were in it for that woman who's got breast cancer and 2 kids and can't get out. You were in it for that widower who lost his wife and is trying to raise 3 little kids, lost his job in the machine shop, and is working 3 part-time jobs to try to keep their head above water. You're in it for the Iraqi vet who comes home wounded and gets lousy medical treatment and no treatment for the stress and trauma that they suffered in Iraq. That's why Hillary said we were in it, and Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton on the issues are virtually identical, and they're poles apart from John McCain. So we need to do exactly what Hillary has done and what she has said. We need to be there and fighting every bit as hard in these last few days to make change in this country. And then how many of you here were for Barack Obama back at the beginning? You know, this is my 20th stop, and seeing that show of hands, and it's like in every county, I can't believe Hillary won by 10 points. You know, everybody was for Barack, but let's assume you all were. Let's assume you all were. We have to. If you were for Barack 22 months ago, it's amazing how far you've come. 22 months ago, it was laughable, his candidacy. No one gave him a single chance to win, not a plug nickel's chance to win. And now we're 100 hours away, and you can reach out and touch it. You can reach out and touch it. It's just there. You can close your eyes, and you think you can actually hear Barack taking the oath of office. Well, for those of you who've done that, I want to give you one admonition. And I want to take it from the speech that Hillary made at the convention. If you recall, Hillary quoted one of our great Americans, Harriet Tubman. And Harriet Tubman was giving advice to the slaves who were escaping and trying to join the Underground Railroad. And she said, if you hear them coming up behind you, keep going. If you hear the dogs barking at your heels, keep going. If you're so tired that you don't think you can make it another 15 yards, keep going. 100 hours to go. Keep doing what you do. We need to elect Barack Obama, but we need to elect John Morganelli, and we need to elect Sam Bennett and the entire Democratic ticket, because change is this close. And if we keep going these next 100 hours and do the things we can do, the things that the Obama people have done so well with your help, if we keep going and don't look back and don't ease up, we'll elect Barack Obama as the 44th President of the United States.